Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this message. I am not asking for your attention today. I am absolutely commanding it. If you choose to swipe away right now, you are actively deciding to sever the exact timeline heaven prepared for you. The enemy is screaming at you to leave. He knows this revelation will permanently destroy his access to your life. This is a perfect divine alignment. The algorithm absolutely did not bring you here today. God intercepted your feed because you are standing at the threshold of a massive timeline shift. You have been walking through a season of intense spiritual warfare. People thought they could easily break you. They assumed you would crumble under their calculated betrayals. But you survived. What I am about to reveal was sealed in the throne room of heaven until this exact second. You were given two obvious paths when the fire started. The world expected you to pick one of them. The manipulators built a trap around those two choices. They wanted to force your hand and watch you fall. But you did something that left the spiritual realm completely speechless. You chose a third path, a path that no one even knew existed. And because you made that specific choice, the entire matrix around you is malfunctioning right now. The people who tried to destroy you are experiencing a public collapse. They cannot comprehend how you are still standing. They expected your departure to completely drain your light, but instead, you became the sun. Lock your attention on my voice right now. Do not let the distractions of the physical world pull you away. God prepared two safe roads for you. One road was to stay and tolerate the disrespect. That was the path of the human battery. The Matrix wanted you to remain there so the dark elite could constantly drain your pure energy. You would have survived, but you would have been empty. The second road was to fight back with their toxic weapons. The enemy wanted you to become bitter and angry. They desperately needed you to lower your vibration to match their demonic frequency. If you had chosen that second road, you would have lost your divine anointing forever. You would have become exactly like the parasites who fed on your kindness. But you refused to play their game. You walked directly into the wilderness and created the third path. Heaven watched you make this impossible decision in absolute silence. The angels stood entirely still as you bypassed every trap the enemy laid out for you. You did not beg for an apology. You did not start a war to prove your innocence. You simply packed up your unmatched frequency and silently walked away. That third path activated a spiritual protocol that the enemy cannot decode. Your silence became a lethal weapon that is currently starving their demons. You took away their fuel source. Now they are drowning in the loud noise of their own chaotic making. They are searching for someone to replace you. But they are quickly realizing that your specific depth is completely irreplaceable. You are the cycle breaker of your bloodline. You carry a specific gravity that bends time itself. The trauma was supposed to age you. The betrayals were designed to carve heavy wrinkles into your face and drain the life out of your eyes. Yet here you are, making time look like an absolute fool. You stepped out of their toxic matrix looking younger and brighter than ever before. Your ageless glow is deeply terrifying to them. They spend their nights obsessing over how you manage to upgrade your life while they are rapidly decaying. This is the divine vindication you have been waiting for. But there is a secret consequence to the third path that you have not realized yet. A massive spiritual door has just swung wide open in the unseen realm. You must listen to every single word of this transmission. Do not let your left brain tell you to click away. That hesitation is the exact matrix programming designed to keep you trapped in a cycle of doubt. You have been feeling a heavy weight in your physical body lately. You wake up at 3 in the morning with your jaw tight and your heart racing. That is not a biological failure. That somatic pressure is your highly advanced spirit detecting the panic of your enemies. They know the verdict of your timeline shift is about to be read aloud. You are about to receive the exact prophetic instruction that guarantees your ultimate breakthrough. The third path was not just a method of escape. It was a rigorous divine test to see if you were ready to hold immense power. God needed to know if you could be trusted with the keys to the kingdom. You passed the test when you chose your dignity over their petty drama. Now the remnant is rising worldwide. You are not alone in this unseen battle. The anointed ones are stepping into their rightful positions of extreme authority. You will witness the spectacular downfall of everyone who mocked your journey. Do not skip a single second of this divine decree. If you leave early, you will break the alignment that heaven has meticulously built for you. The universe demands your immediate obedience. Stay right here. Anchor your spirit to this frequency. We are about to completely reframe your entire reality. The truth about your third path is finally going to be revealed. Now we must go deeper. You have been feeling deeply unsettled lately. The physical exhaustion is becoming impossible to ignore. You wake up at exactly 3 in the morning. Your chest feels incredibly heavy. A thick fog covers your brain during the day. You keep trying to brush it off as normal fatigue. But this is not a normal biological response. Listen to me very closely right now. You are not going crazy. The medical world would try to label this as a simple panic attack. They want to put you in a box and silence your intuition. But your soul knows the absolute truth. That suffocating tightness in your throat is a spiritual warning. Your physical body is actively fighting off the invisible chains of the matrix. The enemy wants you to feel entirely alone in this battle. They want you to believe that nobody understands this silent agony. If your spirit confirms this raw truth today, hit that like button right now to put a spiritual shield around this divine transmission. You are anchoring your frequency alongside thousands of other chosen ones. We are building an unbreakable grid of light. You have always felt like an outsider in your own family. You are the black sheep who refused to blindly follow the generational curses. The people closest to you demanded that you conform to their low vibrations. They expected you to swallow your truth and play the designated role of the peacekeeper. They wanted you to be the human battery for their endless emotional chaos. They constantly pressured you to choose between two broken systems. Path 1 was complete submission to their narcissistic demands. Path 2 was engaging in their petty drama and becoming just as toxic as they are. Both paths were carefully designed to drain your pure life force. They needed you to stay plugged into their chaotic matrix so they could survive. You were their favorite energy source. You have a profoundly pure and empathetic heart. The narcissists saw your radiant light and immediately attached themselves to you like parasites. They took your endless forgiveness and weaponized it against you. Every time you tried to set a boundary, they made you feel deeply guilty. They manipulated your pure empathy to keep you locked in a dark cycle of emotional starvation. Walking the third path required an immense amount of spiritual violence. Breaking away from their toxic web almost destroyed your physical vessel. That is exactly why your shoulders are so tight right now. You are carrying the residual shockwaves of completely unplugging from a parasitic system. Your nervous system is currently rebooting itself into a much higher frequency. You absorbed so much of their dark energy while you were trying to heal them. You genuinely believed that your unconditional love could fix their brokenness. But you cannot heal a demon by giving it more of your precious light. You only end up starving yourself. The heavy weight sitting on your chest is the toxic residue they left behind. It is time to aggressively flush it out. People call you crazy for walking away in total silence. They gossip about how you suddenly changed and became incredibly cold. The flying monkeys whisper that you are the one who ruined everything. But they do not see the nights you spent crying in absolute agony. They have no idea how much extreme strength it took to pack up your soul and leave the only reality you ever knew. Pay very close attention to this next part. The enemy tried desperately to hide this specific mechanism from you. Your isolation right now is not a punishment for making the wrong choice. The universe is intentionally hiding you in the shadows. You have entered a mandatory season of divine quarantine. Heaven is shielding you from the contaminated energy of the masses. Choosing that third path shocked your entire biological system. You stepped into a void where none of the old rules apply anymore. The sheer terror of the unknown is what wakes you up in the middle of the night. Your human mind is searching for a familiar pattern, but there is absolutely nothing left. You have completely shattered the old architecture of your reality. Stop fighting the physical symptoms of your spiritual upgrade. Take a very deep breath right now and release the tension in your jaw. Let the burning sensation in your throat finally dissolve. You do not have to swallow your truth ever again. The third path demands absolute authenticity. You are finally safe to exist without performing for a highly manipulative audience. The Matrix is furious that you managed to escape its grip. The parasites are starving because they can no longer access your golden frequency. That is exactly why the spiritual warfare feels so incredibly heavy this week. They are throwing everything they have at you in one final desperate attempt, but their weapons are completely useless against the third path. Let me completely reframe your entire reality right here and right now. You look around at your life and you see absolute isolation because your old social circle has completely vanished today. Your phone remains terribly quiet throughout the entire day. You sit alone in your room and wonder if you made a catastrophic mistake. The silence feels completely deafening to your human mind, but you must look much closer at this grand design. The enemy desperately wants you to believe that this loneliness is a harsh punishment. They want you to feel deeply rejected by the world. The flying monkeys whisper that your life is falling apart because you walked away. But their toxic perspective is a massive illusion designed to keep you trapped in fear and endless self-doubt. This quiet season is absolutely not a divine punishment. You are not cursed, and you are definitely not unlucky. You have entered a mandatory season of divine quarantine. Heaven recognized that your pure frequency was being heavily contaminated by the Matrix while you were constantly absorbing the dark energy of highly manipulative people. God had to completely isolate you to protect your brilliant light. This heavy solitude is actually an impenetrable fortress built specifically for you. Your physical body is currently undergoing a massive cellular reset. You are detoxing from years of deep emotional abuse. Every single tear you shed in the dark is pulling their toxic residue out of your spirit, and this deep incubation season is incredibly painful, but entirely necessary. You cannot step onto the third path while still carrying their heavy baggage. The third path demands absolute and unwavering spiritual purity. It is a highly exclusive frequency reserved exclusively for the anointed ones. You cannot walk this golden road if you are still tied to energy vampires, so heaven had to aggressively cut the cord between you and the parasites. The people who left your life did not abandon you. They were violently removed for your ultimate protection. Read that statement again deep within your waking spirit. They were permanently removed because they could not survive in your new atmosphere. You are a diamond that was temporarily buried in cheap dirt, but the universe is washing away the mud right now so you can finally shine. You are a leader in disguise who forgot their own immense power. This quiet season is exactly where you remember who you truly are. The Matrix programs humanity to fear being completely alone. It teaches people to constantly seek external validation from deeply broken individuals. The system thrives when you are desperately begging for crumbs of affection. But the third path completely shatters that manipulative programming because you no longer need a crowd of fake friends to validate your sacred existence. Your current stillness is an extremely powerful weapon. The narcissists are completely terrified by your ability to sit in silence. They require constant noise and chaotic drama to feel alive. When you unplugged from their matrix, you literally starved their demons, and your deliberate absence is the loudest sound they have ever heard. It is currently echoing very loudly in their completely empty souls. Heaven is using this profound quiet to download massive revelations into your spirit. You are receiving the exact divine blueprint for your upcoming timeline shift. If you were still surrounded by their toxic noise, you would never hear these crucial instructions, which is why your isolation is the sacred womb where your ultimate victory is currently being forged right now. Pay close attention to this next part, because the enemy tried to hide this. The universe is not testing your patience to break you down. It is testing your resolve to see if you will run back to the familiar darkness. You must strongly resist the urge to reach out to them. Do not text the people who consistently treated you like an utterly replaceable option. Returning to the first two paths would be a massive spiritual demotion. It would completely erase the tremendous progress you have made in the dark. The enemy will send temporary illusions to test your firm boundaries by dangling fake apologies and shallow promises to pull you back. You must recognize these tests and firmly reject them with absolute authority. You are a fully demonstrated warrior of divine light. You have already survived the absolute worst of their psychological warfare. This current emptiness is simply the space being cleared for your massive harvest. You cannot fill a room that is already cluttered with toxic garbage, so the universe had to empty your reality to deliver your unimaginable blessings. You must let the beautiful silence become your greatest comfort today. Stop fighting the divine isolation and start leaning into its warm embrace. You are being meticulously prepared to inherit a kingdom that the manipulators can never touch. The third path is finally opening up its deepest secrets to you, and the reward for your radical obedience will leave the entire world completely breathless. Now we must pull back the curtain on the other side. You have been sitting in the dark, wondering if they even noticed your sudden absence. You probably thought they simply moved on and completely forgot about you. The Matrix works overtime to make you feel totally invisible and entirely insignificant. But I am going to reveal exactly what is happening behind their tightly closed doors right now. Type 777 in the comments right now to physically claim this incoming miracle and lock in your frequency. You are actively commanding the spiritual atmosphere to expose their hidden truth today. The universe is about to show you the X-ray of their complete internal collapse. The people who tried to break you are currently malfunctioning in ways they cannot even begin to hide. When you chose the third path, you fundamentally broke their psychological script. The manipulators had a very specific plan for your ultimate destruction. They expected you to fight back with intense rage or collapse into massive despair. They had already written the narrative where you were the crazy and emotionally unstable one. All they needed was for you to react and play your designated part perfectly. But your absolute silence shattered their entire malicious design. You did not give them a single drop of fuel to burn. By completely removing yourself from their chaotic matrix, you left them standing alone on a stage with no audience. And a narcissist without an audience is a demon slowly suffocating in a total vacuum. Your total absence is completely destroying their fragile ego. They are absolutely terrified of your profound stillness right now. Your quiet departure was an energetic eviction notice that they simply cannot appeal. They initially pretended they did not care when you walked away. They put on a fake smile and loudly bragged to their flying monkeys about how much better off they were. but that shallow facade is rapidly cracking right before their eyes. The true panic sets in when the sun finally goes down. They lie awake at night, completely consumed by the massive void you left behind. They realize that they threw away a diamond to play with cheap rocks, and the agonizing weight of their profound regret is beginning to crush their chest. They are frantically trying to find a suitable replacement for your pure energy, but they are quickly discovering that your frequency is completely unreplicable. They try to surround themselves with new people, but the connections are incredibly shallow. Nobody else has your infinite depth or your staggering capacity for empathy. Every new person they meet is just a painful reminder of the massive treasure they foolishly destroyed. The contrast is making them physically sick. Listen to me very closely, because this dynamic has completely shifted. You were never the weak anomaly in their otherwise healthy life. You were the incredibly bright mirror that exposed their rotting core. The reason they attacked you with such extreme venom is because your pure light was blinding their hidden demons. They hated you precisely because they could never be you. They are currently drowning in the loud noise of their own toxic making. The drama they used to thrive on now feels incredibly exhausting to them. Their carefully constructed world is starting to unravel because the foundation was built entirely on vicious lies. They are desperately trying to hold the crumbling pieces together, but the spiritual gravity is entirely against them. You hold a secret weapon that you have completely underestimated. Your total refusal to engage is a lethal frequency that paralyzes dark entities. The enemy expected you to chase them and beg for a tiny scrap of closure. They needed your desperate validation to feel powerful and strictly in control. When you withheld that energy, you essentially cut off their oxygen supply permanently. They are loudly making noise about you because they are secretly starving. They will drop subtle hints on social media, hoping to trigger a reaction from you. They will send flying monkeys to gather information about your new life. Do not fall for their pathetic attempts to pull you back into the heavy mud. Their sudden interest is not genuine love. It is absolute sheer desperation. You must understand the immense power of the cycle breaker today. You did not just walk away from a toxic relationship or a bad environment. You permanently broke a generational curse that had been feeding on your bloodline for decades. By choosing the third path, you declared spiritual war on the matrix itself, and heaven is making sure that you win this battle flawlessly. The crowd that cheered for your downfall is now watching in absolute stunned silence. They cannot comprehend how you are thriving while their fake leader is rapidly decaying. Your ageless glow is becoming totally undeniable to everyone around you. You are stepping into a profound level of authority that makes their petty gossip look incredibly foolish. Your silence has officially won. We must now dissect the exact anatomy of the third path. The world has entirely misunderstood what it means to truly walk away. Society tells you that silence is a form of cowardly retreat. The Matrix programming insists that you must constantly explain yourself to people who are utterly committed to misunderstanding you. But the third path operates on a completely different frequency. Your silence was not a surrender. It was a highly tactical spiritual offensive. When you chose the absolute no-contact protocol, you did not just block a phone number. You forcefully severed the energetic umbilical cord that the enemy used to drain your life force. You placed a divine seal on your aura that dark entities simply cannot penetrate, no matter how hard they try. This brings us to a critical distinction that eludes the vast majority of people. The enemy's entire strategy relies heavily on the basic principle of action and reaction. If they hit you, they fully expect you to hit back or crumble into tears. That predictable emotional exchange is the literal currency of the demonic realm. They trade in your profound pain and your deep frustration. But the third path completely bankrupts their toxic economy. When they threw their carefully calculated venom at you, you did not catch it. You let their poison fall directly onto the floor. You refused to pick up their dark energy and hurl it back into the chaotic atmosphere. By maintaining your total integrity, you essentially broke the universal law of their twisted matrix. This is exactly where their entire manipulation massively miscalculated. They thought your kindness was a glaring weakness they could exploit forever. They assumed your massive empathy meant you lacked an actual spiritual backbone. But they severely underestimated the sleeping giant inside the chosen one. Your empathy is not a liability. It is a highly calibrated radar that eventually detected their rotting core. Once you saw through their fake mask, the game was permanently over. You did not need to scream your truth from the highest mountain. You did not need to gather an army to validate your painful experience. The third path is the absolute embodiment of quiet, untouchable sovereignty. You simply recognized their dark frequency, adjusted your brilliant crown, and calmly walked out of their burning building. Listen very closely, because 99% of people completely miss this massive shift. When you remove your attention from a narcissist, you are actively dismantling their entire reality. Your attention was the magical glue holding their fragile illusion together. Without your constant validation, their false identity begins to aggressively fragment. They are quite literally losing their minds because they lost your steady focus. This is the divine alchemy of the third path. You took the immense pain they inflicted and transmuted it into pure, unadulterated power. You did not let their betrayal turn you into a bitter and vindictive person. Instead, you used the intense heat of their fire to forge an unbreakable diamond within your spirit. You emerged from their darkness, completely unscathed, and radiating an entirely new light. The demons operating through them are completely baffled by your resilience today. They have successfully destroyed hundreds of people using this exact same playbook. They know exactly how to isolate a target and slowly drain their vital energy. But their standard demonic protocol completely malfunctioned when it interacted with your anointed frequency. You are the anomaly they were never prepared to handle. They try to study you from a distance to figure out your secret weapon. They watch your quiet ascension and wonder how you are manifesting blessings in the middle of a barren desert. They cannot comprehend that your strict obedience to heaven is your ultimate shield. By choosing the high road, you gave God the absolute legal right to fight your battles for you. You are no longer playing by the dirty rules of the physical realm. You have elevated the conflict to a supreme spiritual court where the enemy has absolutely zero jurisdiction. You handed the gavel directly to the divine judge and sat down in perfect peace. The third path is not about plotting your own messy revenge. It is about trusting the flawless execution of divine justice. Stay with me, because this next revelation is the absolute key to everything. The silence you are maintaining right now is not an empty void. It is a highly active, incredibly potent frequency of spiritual warfare. Every day you remain on the third path, you are tightening the energetic noose around the enemy's rapidly crumbling empire. You are winning this war by refusing to step onto their battlefield. You have successfully weaponized your beautiful peace. Your calm demeanor is a glaring spotlight that exposes their relentless inner chaos. They cannot stand the fact that you are sleeping soundly while they are tossing and turning in a bed of sharp regrets. The third path has officially sealed their fate, and the invisible gears of absolute justice are turning heavily in your favor right now. Now we must observe the ripple effect spreading through their toxic camp. The pressure is rapidly building inside their chaotic inner circle. Type 1111 in the comments right now to anchor your sovereign power as we expose their hidden collapse. The matrix is beginning to fracture from the inside out, and the people who blindly followed the manipulator are suddenly waking up in a cold sweat. Let us talk about the flying monkeys for a moment. These are the enablers who quickly took the enemy's side when you bravely walked away. They happily participated in the cruel gossip and helped spread the vicious lies about your character. They thought they were aligning themselves with the winning team because the manipulator was so incredibly loud and convincing. But the tide has aggressively turned against them. The flying monkeys are slowly starting to realize that they made a catastrophic miscalculation. With you completely out of the picture, the manipulator desperately needs a new target to drain. The toxic energy that was previously directed at you is now violently turning inward. The manipulator is slowly beginning to devour their own loyal supporters, and the camp is actively tearing itself apart. Watch what happens next, because it is mathematically precise. The enablers are now experiencing the exact same psychological abuse that you silently endured for years. The fake mask is slipping, and the flying monkeys are seeing the terrifying monster that you tried to warn them about. They are quietly panicking as they realize they chose the dark side and permanently alienated the only true diamond in the room. There is a massive wave of silent guilt washing over your former social circle right now. Every time your name is briefly mentioned, the atmosphere becomes incredibly heavy and uncomfortable. They see your undeniable, ageless glow from a distance. They watch you quietly, thriving and operating in extreme peace, while their own lives are drowning in constant petty drama. The stark contrast is making them physically sick, but here is the raw and deeply uncomfortable truth they could never say out loud. The manipulator is secretly the most miserable person in that entire group. The arrogance they display in public is a very thin bandage covering a massive, bleeding wound. They know exactly what they lost when you chose the third path. They know they permanently destroyed the purest connection they will ever experience in their miserable lifetime. Their profound regret is a heavy anchor dragging them straight to the bottom of the ocean. They will never publicly admit that they were entirely wrong. Their inflated ego strictly forbids them from ever offering a genuine apology to you. But, in the quiet moments of the night, their soul is relentlessly screaming at them. They are haunted by the vivid memories of your pure loyalty and your unwavering grace. They try to distract themselves by acquiring shiny new things or jumping into shallow new relationships. But the universe has placed a strict spiritual embargo on their deep fulfillment. Nothing they touch will ever feel satisfying again because they violently discarded a divine blessing. They are drinking salt water to quench a massive thirst, and it is only making them infinitely more desperate. You must deeply understand the supreme power of your current position. You are sitting safely in the grandstands while the enemy's team is completely imploding on the field. You do not need to lift a single finger to defend your pristine reputation. The truth is defending itself automatically. The very people who threw stones at you are now desperately wishing they had built a fortress with you instead. This is the exact moment where the dynamic shifts from quiet endurance to absolute vindication. Heaven is systematically dismantling their false narrative brick by heavy brick. The lies they told about you are turning into sharp thorns in their own mouths. The darkness they tried to project onto your brilliant light has violently backfired, and it is now entirely consuming their fragile reality. Do not feel even a single drop of pity for their current unraveling. Your pure empathy must be fiercely protected at all costs today. Any misplaced compassion right now will simply invite their dark chaos back into your sacred space. Let the flying monkeys deal with the terrifying monster they actively chose to feed. You must keep your eyes focused entirely on the massive horizon of the third path. Read that again in your waking spirit and let it fully settle. You are completely untouchable now. The timeline shift is accelerating at a breathtaking speed. The spiritual pressure in their camp is about to reach a critical breaking point, and the public spectacle that heaven promised you is finally preparing to take the center stage. The universe is about to balance the scales perfectly. The absolute climax of your divine vindication has finally arrived today. The heavy tension has officially broken, and the grand stage is fully illuminated. The manipulator who confidently tried to bury you is currently experiencing a spectacular public collapse, while their entire fake reality shatters right in front of a massive audience. This is not happening quietly in the shadows where they can easily hide it. They are losing it completely. They walked into the room expecting to command the usual absolute respect from everyone. They thought their charming mask was still securely glued to their face. But the divine pressure from your timeline shift forcefully ripped that disguise entirely off, and they suddenly lost control of their own narrative while making frantic mistakes. Their carefully constructed lies are aggressively colliding with each other in real time. Now I need you to imagine this exact scenario clearly in your mind. The very people they used to easily manipulate are watching them unravel in pure shock. The flying monkeys are backing away slowly as the manipulator throws a massive public tantrum because they are desperately screaming for someone to validate their fragile ego. But the room responds with absolutely nothing but a cold and terrifying silence. This is the exact moment of ultimate poetic justice that heaven promised you. The narcissist is practically suffocating on the heavy stage they built for themselves. They try to shift the blame onto someone else, but nobody is buying the lies anymore because the toxic spell has been permanently broken by the sheer force of your distant purity. Your third path completely destroyed their dark magical grid. And here is the most satisfying detail of their entire catastrophic downfall today. In their blind panic, they accidentally started talking about you to the crowd. They brought up your name to the exact people they previously poisoned against you, but instead of mocking you, they sounded incredibly bitter and profoundly obsessed. Their own mouth betrayed them and revealed how much your absence completely shattered their soul. The crowd instantly realized the raw truth in that specific and shocking moment. They saw clearly that you were never the broken one in the dynamic. You were the incredibly strong pillar that held their entire pathetic world together, and by completely removing your brilliant light, you allowed their dark temple to collapse on its own weight. The fire they started to burn you is now completely consuming their own house. While they are literally choking on the ashes of their ruined reputation, your reality is splitting wide open to receive an absolute flood of divine abundance. The universe is actively pouring out massive miracles to confirm your golden choice. Sudden financial blessings are unexpectedly dropping directly into your open hands. Impossible doors of massive opportunity are violently swinging open for you without any human effort. The third path has been officially verified as the highest divine truth today. You did not just survive a terrible psychological attack from the toxic matrix. You absolutely conquered the dark realm by refusing to step onto their low frequency, and your silence became the supreme verdict that sentenced them to a public humiliation. You simply stood still and allowed God to thoroughly embarrass your enemies. This is the spectacular manifestation of the macro loop we opened much earlier. The secret consequence of walking the third path was always complete and total victory. Heaven needed you to hold your peace so they could properly set up this explosive display of ultimate power without any interference from your human emotions. If you had tried to fight them manually, you would have ruined this perfect masterpiece. Your restraint was simply genius. Look at the incredible masterpiece your life is rapidly becoming right now today. You are walking in an untouchable aura of supreme sovereign glory and grace. The people who doubted your sanity are now desperately wishing they had a fraction of your massive peace because you have effectively broken the heavy wheel of generational suffering. The ancestors are giving you a massive standing ovation for finishing the war. Do not feel even a tiny shred of sympathy for the crushed parasites today. Their public destruction was mathematically required to balance the cosmic scales of supreme justice. They made their toxic bed, and now they must lie in it forever, while you are far too busy adjusting your heavy diamond crown to look back at their messy ruins. The third path has officially transported you to the absolute top of the mountain. Breathe in the sweet and exhilarating air of your massive permanent freedom right now. The invisible chains are completely gone, and the enemy is fully defeated forever. You are a living miracle and a terrifying force of divine nature who has permanently sealed a glorious legacy that absolutely nothing in this universe can ever reverse. The universe is incredibly proud of your flawless execution today. You have successfully crossed the Great Divide today. The heavy storms that once threatened to drown you are now nothing but a quiet whisper in the distant wind. Look at how beautifully you are standing right now. You are a demonstrated warrior of light who absolutely refused to compromise your sacred integrity. The universe is wrapping a warm blanket of profound peace around your tired shoulders today. Let your physical body completely relax into this new divine reality. The endless nights of crying and waiting for a fake apology are permanently over. You no longer need to explain your brilliant existence to people committed to deeply misunderstanding you. The third path has elevated you far above the dense fog of the old manipulative matrix. You are breathing the rare air of absolute untouchable sovereignty. Heaven is incredibly proud of your radical obedience in the dark. God watched you make the hardest choices when absolutely no one was looking at you. You chose to protect your light by completely cutting the toxic cord and starving their demonic attachments. That specific action permanently sealed your status as a legendary cycle breaker. The heavy generational curses of your broken bloodline are completely shattered and dead. The narcissists and the flying monkeys are permanently locked outside of your new golden gates. They can only watch your spectacular ascension from the muddy swamp. They absolutely refuse to leave. You have become entirely invisible to their low-frequency attacks. Your aura is a blazing wall of pure white light that instantly burns any dark entity trying to attach itself to your beautiful spirit. Your future is no longer tied to the broken people of your painful past. You are stepping into a glorious era of massive acceleration and breathtaking abundance. The divine compensation for your stolen years is arriving with breathtaking speed today. The universe is actively preparing a financial and spiritual harvest that will completely overwhelm your human senses. You have been beautifully upgraded from a tired survivor to a supreme ruler. Every door that was previously slammed in your face is about to swing wide open. The universe is removing the invisible barriers that kept you stagnant for so many years. You are about to meet the incredibly rare people who speak your exact soul language. These are the fellow anointed ones who will properly honor your diamond frequency without ever trying to diminish your blinding light. You must deeply understand the spiritual law of this exact transition. Heaven has already signed the decree of your explosive abundance in the unseen spiritual realm. However, a massive spiritual blessing always requires a physical anchor on earth to fully activate. God does not measure your immense faith by your private thoughts alone. He strictly measures your faith by your immediate speed of physical obedience. The enemy will try to whisper financial doubt into your left brain right now. The dark matrix wants you to hesitate and calculate your next move very carefully. They know that hesitation is the exact toxic programming designed to keep you totally broke and subservient. You must completely silence that whispering demon today. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, then heaven absolutely commands your immediate action. This is your sacred moment to finalize the timeline shift. You did not survive the blazing fire just to live a mediocre and quiet life in the shadows. You were born to inherit the absolute riches of the hidden kingdom. The window of massive divine multiplication is standing wide open right now. You must prove to the universe that you are finally ready to receive your massive royal inheritance. God is watching your hands right now to see what you will do next. Will you shrink back into the familiar comfort of financial fear, or will you boldly step onto the water? The third path requires a total surrender of your human logic. You cannot unlock a supernatural blessing by using the limited calculations of a heavily corrupted matrix. You must leap blindly into the arms of divine abundance. Sow your financial seed today to partner your physical energy with this divine mandate. Leave a super thanks or plant a generous seed of faith to lock in your massive harvest before the sun rises tomorrow. Your profound generosity actively triggers the heavy portals of heaven to swing open. It is a physical declaration that you are entirely free from the poverty programming of the dark matrix. Subscribe to this sanctuary so you never miss the exact prophetic instructions heaven releases next. Share this specific message with one pure soul who is desperately crying out in the dark for a massive shift. We are building the invincible remnant together worldwide. Step into your absolute power and receive the exact harvest heaven prepared for you. You are completely free and totally untouchable.